Hey, it's Dorr with Tactical Hyve. I'm joined by Coch and Tosh, our subject matter experts. And in today's video, we're going to be covering ladders. We have a sampling of 3 different types of ladders we used to use. And we're just going to go over the general use and how to employ them. So stay tuned. So at first we have a standard assault ladder. Thing's made out of aluminum, probably only weighs about 20 pounds. And some of these are actually come in a set, almost like an erector set, where you can hook them on and make them taller. This one's been modified to not do that. Short as possible, light as possible. But early on in GUI, we didn't have a lot of Gucci collapsible ladders. I mean, I remember using ladders made out of 2x4s. You know, there just weren't enough ladders very early on in Iraq. You'd see gun trucks going by, like kitted out, up armored, or not even up armored, the old Porcupine Humvees, and 2x4 ladders just like cargo strapped onto
locally
the side
sourced.
Yeah, locally sourced by your CB, local union, whatever, you know, CB, and they just put those things together. They didn't last very long. They started cranking out ladders. You know, intel's important. You know, knowing as much about your target is important, and if this is just enough to get you up and over that wall for even just a ISO containment.
Well, ISO containment means, okay, you get up the wall, or you get up the ladder, get over the wall, and just freeze everything down while guys, you know, come into the compound.
So employing just a tall enough ladder to be able to get a shooter up and over a wall as you're going into uncleared space, it's just a great way to provide overwatch and situational awareness as the assault team comes in and takes ground.
Yeah, most of your residential walls are going to be about this high anyway, so that length of ladder actually worked out pretty good most of the time, unless you had intel that the walls were higher and you had to get in a different way.
Yeah, and that was both Afghanistan and Iraq. We used that methodology.
Yeah, so pretty standard stuff. There's a lot of different makes and models. This is just the one that we've had readily available, so we thought we'd bring it out. Carrying this thing, there's no easy way to do it. They actually came out with those weird hooks that you could put on the shoulder of your plate carrier. Nobody knew what those things were for until some guy at Warcom was like, oh no, those are so you can hang ladders off your shoulder while you're patrolling. It's like, nobody's gonna do that. Like, what's wrong with you? So anyway, yeah, just another piece of kit that nobody in the history of NSW ever used. Yeah, pretty straightforward. As things progressed, we looked out into the civilian world to see what they were using. And this nifty collapsible ladder came about. I'm not exactly sure what the make and model of this thing is. It says Telesteps right on it. This one was cool because, you know, as you're coming up to the target, you would guesstimate how much of the ladder you needed. And so you go ahead and count down maybe 4 rungs. You pull this up, and then after that, these all lock in place. Pull it up. So if you didn't need much, you know, you could just stick your foot down here, just like so. And if that's all you needed, that's all you needed. If you needed to go higher, you needed to go higher. But it kind of became a, wouldn't say a guessing game, but educated guess, you know, just trial and error. Then you should be able to get this thing off your back, get it set to the appropriate length, because you never want your ladder to go over the top of what you're climbing onto. That's a telltale sign that you're coming, and it's not good. So this was a really cool ladder. It was adjustable. I did use this one from time to time in my career. We would generally hook them up to ruck frames. Just take the rucksack off of a ruck frame and then rig up a bungee or cargo strap system to carry them. And it was pretty seamless. And then we pieced together a Maritime kit. So this is a painter pole, and it collapses down to nothing. This is most of a painter pole anyway. You go ahead, pull these sections out to as long as you need them to be. You can go ahead and lock them out with these push pins, just like so. And again, it becomes a guesstimation. You don't want too much pull, you don't want too much length, you don't want a telltale sign. The longer this thing gets, the harder it is to wield, the harder it is to deal with, the harder it is to put away. But the painter pole marries up to a caving ladder, which is a very small ladder that you climb heel toe. It's got this is a small grappling hook that we're going to be using for demonstration purposes, and you know, pretty simple.
Yeah, in a maritime environment, you wanted something like this because it doesn't soak up any water. It takes a very very little amount of space for what you get. You know, I think that's a, 30-foot ladder. So you roll that up, you have it hooked to you. You know, if you're swimming, diving, whatever, that's real easy and convenient to take with you, more so than one of these other ones.
All right, guys, so that was a quick down and dirty on how we use 3 different types of ladders for 3 different reasons. Not really that much to it. You just kind of have a plan and execute. Make sure you have plenty of security and don't overexpose yourself. Try to be quiet, you know, same as it ever was, just with ladders.
If you don't have a ladder, you're just standing outside the wall.
All right, guys, well, if you liked the video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already done so, and we'll see you next time.